The theme of the day is empowerment and action. Because today's conference is not only about Industry 4.0 awareness and education, it's about taking the things you learn today and finding new ways to implement them in the real world. It's about using technology to reimagine the way you do business. Emerging technologies continue to transform the world of production, creating competitive advantages for companies and unlocking new business models and value for industry, society, and our environment. However, it's also creating profound uncertainty for our small and medium-sized manufacturers, as well as the global workforce. The McKinsey Global Institute recently reported that roughly 1/5 of the global workforce will be impacted by the adoption of artificial intelligence and automation. And by 2030, robots will do the work of the equivalent of 800 million workers across the globe. A report by HP and A.T. Kearney on 3D printing estimates that $4 to $6 trillion, representing, think about this, close to half of global manufacturing value add, will be redistributed from traditional manufacturing to additive manufacturing over the next 8 years due to the accelerated growth of 3D printing. While statistics like these may create anxiety, they do in me, they also represent the dramatic ways in which Industry 4.0 will transform business models and the global workforce. Employees with the right skills can take on more fulfilling, high-paying, and beneficial roles within their organizations. And companies armed with the right tools will be able to innovate and accelerate digital transformation at an unprecedented rate. And I believe that with all of my heart. Technology is not the enemy in Michigan. Technology is the future. With a software-first mindset, companies gain infinite flexibility to pivot during technological disruptions as customer demands shift in a fast-changing world. A software-driven business model is at the heart of the Industry 4.0 transformation that Automation Alley speaks about every day, and will be critical to staying competitive in today's market, no matter what industry you serve. Likewise, the rise of 3D printing is enabling on-demand solutions for a wide spectrum of needs. With its unparalleled ability to increase speed to market, lower costs, reduce waste, and customize specialty parts, 3D printing will forever change the way we make products. Yet Industry 4.0 roadblocks still exist, especially for our small and medium-sized manufacturers. Companies consistently report a lack of technology knowledge and expertise, a lack of financial resources, a lack of awareness, and a lack of visionary leadership or cultural appetite for adoption. These are what our members tell us every day when we survey you. This is what is telling us what's holding you back. And that's why we exist. As a global Industry 4.0 knowledge center and an advanced manufacturing hub to the World Economic Forum, Automation Alley's mission is to help companies of all sizes in Michigan navigate through these roadblocks to ensure you stay in business and accelerate your journey to Industry 4.0 success. One of the programs we're most proud of in Automation Alley is Project Diamond, which was born out of the pandemic and is helping small manufacturers get excited about, understand, and embrace 3D printing. Project Diamond, which many of you may not know, stands for Digital, Independent, Agile, Manufacturing on Demand, was driven by Oakland and Macomb counties in 2020 through CARES Act funding to accelerate digital transformation and strengthen supply chains for developing PPE. Remember when we had a PPE crisis? By giving state-of-the-art 3D printers to small manufacturers across the region. Participating manufacturers are now able to use 3D printers to expand their production of a variety of industrial parts and products, but also to join together and behave as a huge tier one, all making the same parts when needed. Think about that. To be able to use that printer themselves for their own economic gain, but also as a small to be part of a larger community that is able to band together and make thousands or tens of thousands of parts at a time. This is what we're trying to build at Automation Alley. It will ultimately enhance Industry 4.0 manufacturing capabilities in Michigan and throughout the United States. We are also incredibly proud of this network for banding together to 3D print tourniquets to help save lives in Ukraine. Thank you. That is fantastic. Our Project Diamond members printed 3,500 Ukrainian tourniquet parts that we shipped to Ukraine last week. We got the order 2 weeks ago. That's the power of what you can do when you band small manufacturers together to help each other. That's the power. The most exciting impact of Project Diamond is that manufacturers who were skeptical of 3D printing before the project, they're now all in, enthusiastically innovating like we know Michigan manufacturers can, and racing to design, produce, and sell the products and components of tomorrow. We have an example of one guy, he had one product. By the time he got his 3D printer and figured out how to use it, he now has 12 products because he was able to iterate. And all 12 are available for sale, and he's making money on all 12. That's just one story of 300. This is what we're doing. Today, the Project Diamond community is 300 manufacturers strong. The long-term objective is to expand Project Diamond and facilitate the creation of a self-governing, listen to this, self-governing, open, and scalable marketplace owned by its members. We're not trying to Amazon anybody. The members own the community. The members decide how the community behaves. And implemented using the decentralized principles of blockchain technology. When you marry blockchain with 3D printing, you change the world. And if anybody's going to change the world, I want it to be us, right here in Michigan. Thank you. To that end, we're working to expand and empower the Project Diamond community by introducing new technologies into the mix beyond 3D printing. Because we know that when we give Michigan manufacturers the tools, they will rally as a community, as all of us, to solve problems. With 3D printing, America can out-innovate and out-compete the rest of the world for decades to come. The world shifted for the last 20 years to big capital-intensive manufacturing in China. Pay very close attention because the world is shifting again to small, agile, quick manufacturing. That plays to our strengths, but only if we're smart enough and courageous enough to actually embrace that and say, I'm not tied to the way I used to do things. I'm willing to embrace the future. In fact, on Friday, President Biden announced the AM Forward initiative to improve supply chain resilience by pairing large manufacturers with US-based suppliers to help them more extensively use 3D printing technology. Where you been, President? We've been doing this for the last couple of years. We already have a network of 300 manufacturers on the way to 1,000 and beyond. Your peers, these early adopters that I speak about, have figured out how to use Industry 4.0 technologies and are beginning to understand how to convert their businesses. You can be a fast follower. If knowledge or money are holding you back, I encourage you to join Project Diamond. There's no cost. Just identify yourself and say, I want to be part of the community. You will be welcomed with open arms. We are a community, and we're all learning together. 3D printing, collaborative robotics, machine learning, AI, the industrial Internet of Things. The whole world has woken up to these smart and connected technologies. But we have the opportunity to position ourselves here in Michigan as the global leader in Industry 4.0. We have to act fast. China, Germany, South Korea, Mexico, Japan. They all have national Industry 4.0 policies to eat our lunch. In fact, locally within the United States, Silicon Valley is trying to eat our lunch. They want us to be slow to adopt and adapt. They figure they can understand how to make things faster than we can understand how to be digital. That's the game we're playing. They don't believe we can actually figure out how to become culturally fast-paced, agile, willing to move, willing to blow things up. That's where we got to beat them. And I know we can. And Project Diamond is the entree into doing that. So if you're a large manufacturer, you know how you fit into this equation. Help your supply chain along their digital transformation. If you're a technology company who's in the audience today, I've talked to a lot of you already, join us and help us write the next chapter in Michigan and throughout the world. If you're an academic, I know you're here as well, help us understand how to look over the hill and around the bend, because we're all in this together. If you're in government, help us reach out to your constituents. And if you're among the many small and medium-sized manufacturers who've joined us today, and I thank you for joining us today, because manufacturers, if one thing I know my whole career in manufacturing is that your hair is always on fire, and to take time out of your day to come and join us and use it as a day of learning, I appreciate that, and I thank you for that. But I call upon you to be the coaches and mentors for our fast followers that are also joining us. Just need a little guidance and encouragement to realize the benefits you're already seeing. And if you haven't embraced Industry 4.0, I do have one message for you. Technology, in case you didn't get the theme of my presentation, technology is upending the business model in which you've always operated. We're going from subtractive manufacturing, where we build capital-intensive systems to make one thing excellently. That will still exist. In fact, it'll exist for a long, long, long time, just like internal combustion engines will exist for a long time as EV comes. But we all know EV is the destination. The destination is mass customization for manufacturing. The destination is additive as the primary with subtractive when needed for cost. So that switch is current. Technology isn't something to fear, but something to embrace. Industry 4.0 will challenge you. We know it will. It will require new ways of thinking and working, but it'll also empower you to innovate like never before, enabling flexibility, resilience, and sustainability.